Hi, good afternoon, wherever you are. Glad to see you all, or not see you all as the case may be. You're very welcome to this session on Excel Snacks on the truly thrilling topics of combining conditional formatting and if functions. So let us, as they say, get on with the show. Okay. So here we go. All right. So what we're going to do in this one, I thought we would just make an interesting combination to kind of combine the if function and conditional formatting. It's my usual 20 minutes of Excel goodness, so record us all. So the first person I have here is a guy called George Boole, who's a mathematician, and it was basically his work that is the foundation of an if function, which is, you have a question and the answer is yes, and the answer is no. It's also, you might have seen a thing called Boolean logic, which is, I like to say, it's not like Kula Bula, which is for this guy, Fran, used to be his favorite phrase in a sort of a crime epic thingy that was on RTE, Irish television, called Love Hate, all right? And that was his favorite thing, but I can guess it wasn't probably anything to do with George Boole, any kind of Boolean logic. And then what we're going to put on top is a layer of a little bit of conditional formatting, a splash of color, a little bit of cosmetic enhancement, as it were. Okay, yep, splash of color, there we go. All right, so a tiny bit about me, okay? My name's Anne Walsh. I live in the west of Ireland, the rainy west of Ireland today. My website is theexcelexpert.com. I've been a freelance Excel trainer since the mid-1990s, so been around a while. I have written a number of books: Your Excel Survival Kit, Your Guide to Surviving and Thriving in an Excel World, now in its second edition, and it's coming up to Christmas, so I think every child should be given a book on Excel to kind of get them set up for life. I've also written a number of books for an organization called BookBoon: Create Great Reports in Excel, Get and Transform Data, Create Great Reports in Word, and How to Track Your Training Records in Excel. And at the moment, going through the editing process is another one on pivot tables, right? As I like to say, the bodice-ripping adrenaline rush of pivot tables, not. Okay. I love movies, puns, and crime fiction. And I've recently kind of got a bit of a draw, if you like, for jigsaws and podcasts. Married for 27 years, and I have one son who's a software engineer who is also co-hosting the show with me here today. All right, and I suppose you can actually blame his mother for that. Okay, so let's get on with the show, and very welcome to anybody who's come in. What you will learn in this session: what's an if function? Okay, a little bit of an introduction to conditional formatting. We're going to combine them, all right, and then first of all, let's see how you actually do it. Okay, so quick recap, if you like. Oh, some other stuff, the housekeeping, I always forget that. Yes, this will be recorded and sent out afterwards with the file. This is the last in the current series. I haven't fully decided yet what I'm going to do for the next ones, but this is the last in the current series. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat, or you can, since you will have my email address when they're sent out to you, you can email me back any questions. Okay, so a quick recap of an if function. Okay. Generally speaking, I do it from the menu, which you'll see in a few minutes. And let's look at the structure of it. You have a logical test, which is your question. All right. Then you have the next bit, which is that what do you do if it's true? What do you do if the answer is yes? And then the next one then is down there, false. What do you do if the answer is no? Or false, as they put it. And that's the fundamental structure of the if function. And most modern programming is built on that kind of question: what do you do if it's yes? What do you do if it's no? All right, and kind of layered on top of that. What it's used for: common uses, right? Pass an exam, yes, no. Have conditions been met? Entitlements, yes, no. All right. Basically, any question that has a yes, no answer to it, you'll be using some variation of an if function for it. Now, for conditional formatting, okay, or as I like to call it, cosmetically enhancing your data, it's got two halves: condition and formatting. Okay, and the steps are, let's say, first of all, you select your data, but even before you do that, it's probably a good idea to kind of get clear on, what am I asking here? What do I want to show? Okay. You're going to go to Home, Conditional Formatting, choose your condition, choose your color, right, and click OK, and hey presto, and it's all done. All right. So now that I've given you kind of a flavor of what it's like, let us go on and let's have a look at how that looks like in Excel. And again, this file will be sent out to you afterwards as well, so let there be no panic. So here we have it here. I'm just going to move it across. There we go. Now, fun fact, as Sheldon says in The Big Bang Theory. Do you see that there? I managed to get the emoji icons in there because I'd seen it done and I was curious. This is a kind of a slight deviation. So the way you can get emojis into, I'm not saying that you present your financial accounts with emojis like laugh here or don't laugh here, but if you press the Windows key and the dot, see that it actually calls up your little emoji dialog box. It should you so wish. So just bear that in mind. I'll pop that down there. Windows key plus dot. Oops. Dot. I got the dot. Yes, I have. There we go. All right. So here we're going to look at this this scenario. We have a scenario where we've got a list of people who've done training, health and safety, induction, whatever. They've done a course date. And basically, we're saying that if they've attended the course, in other words, if there's a date in here, the course is completed. If there is no date here, okay, it means they haven't done the course. That's our assumption at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a function called isBlank with the if function to basically answer that question. So I click up here, I go up to formulas, I go to logical, I go to if, and what I do is I put in the isBlank function, isBlank, which is written, shock horror, isBlank. Okay, I click on that one and I close my brackets. Okay, so if that's true, all right, now you can see there straight away, isBlank is kind of a bit like sort of asking a question. You're saying isBlank question mark. Right? If, and at the moment, see there, it's saying false because there's actually a date in there. So if that's true, in other words, that there's nothing in there, I'm going to say course not done. Or I could also reference what I have up here. Or value false, course done. In other words, if there is something there, they've done it. And then I click OK. Press enter. Right. Now you'll see there that this has been formatted as, one of my favorite features in Excel, a table. And you can see there it's kind of filled it in automatically. So that's kind of an example of how you use the if function. Now, once you've got this set up, the next thing I want to do is basically say, if the course is done, I want it to be green. And if it's not done, I want to come up in red. So I can get my inimitable color pop out of it. So I go to home, I go to conditional formatting, highlight cells rules. Now, the thing to bear in mind about the cells rules, highlight cells rules, is that a lot of what you need is going to be up there. All right, so it's always a good idea to start with what they already have in play, if you like, for it. And just to mention as well, I always like to mention this, here it says more rules. So there's options there for between, not between, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. The ones there at the moment only cover greater than or equal to, greater than or less than. Okay, what I want to say is I want to say equal to. So conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, and I'm going to say equal to, and then I click this one here. And then I choose this little preset. This is green fill with dark green text, and I click OK. And then I do the same thing then, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, and I say equal to, click on this one, and see that it gives me light red fill with dark red text. And then I click OK. So if I'm looking at this now, what I can do is say, oh, I want to see how many have done the course or who has done the course. So I click up here by course completed. And I think that's very useful to do here. I can go filter by color. You see there? So it filters out all the people from me who've done the course. And then I can go back here to data, clear my filter. And let's say I want to see who hasn't done the course. We'll click up here beside this one. I could do the filtering here as well. I could go filter by color, the red one. And it's picked out all the courses not done. And then I clear my filter. Now, just to bear in mind that if I come along here, and let's say somebody has done the course, so I'm just going to put in today's date. Watch what happens to this one. You see, that's adjusted automatically. Right? So this essentially is, gives you an example of where you can kind of combine the if function, all right, with conditional formatting, so it allows you to kind of get a very quick look at your data and so on. Right. So I am going to stop the share for a moment. And I can see I'm well ahead of time. You never know with these things how long it's going to be or not going to be. Share for a second. So any questions from Dion? If you're, I can see your name is here, Dion. Want to pop something in the chat? That's fine. If you don't, that's okay too. Okay. So let me just do a quick, so just a quick recap as well, just to say, this was the last of the Excel snacks that I'm doing the current series. I will probably have more coming up, if you like, in the near future. All right, no, that's lovely, great, brilliant, Dion, you're fine, right? And that's it. So, Laura, anybody else want to come in or any other questions or anything else? Laura, you're on mute. All good. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Okay then, ladies, gentlemen, lovely people all, those of you that are watching this on the recording, please feel free to drop me any notes or any comments. Like I said, the file will be in the recording, will be in the email that we sent out to you, and the recording as well. Okay, so take yourself, mind yourself, and have a good afternoon. Take care. Bye.